I tried to do a prank on my doctor recently, prove comedy's the best medicine. And what I did is I did a poo in a paper bag. I put it on his doorstep. I lit the bag on fire, rang the doorbell, classic prank. But then he called me up and was like, Angus, I know it was you. I've got good news and bad news. The bad news, I had your stool tested, you've got cancer. The good news, we caught it early. I was freaking out like, oh my God, I've got cancer. He's like, just a prank. I was like, what, I don't have cancer? He's like, no, we didn't catch it early. It was a stage 4 prank. All right. It's good to be here. Where I live, a couple of months back, there was this big storm and some people got hurt, some property got damaged, pretty sad. But then like 2 days later, I was speaking to this farmer and I was like, oh, silver lining, all that rain must have been really good for your crops. And he was like, no, actually, Angus, heavy rain washes away the crops. I was like, oh, does anything make you fucking cunts happy? Like... Like, I'm glad Coles is stealing from you. Almost makes me want to stop stealing from Coles. Almost, not quite, still do it. Got to do my bit for the farmers. I think that's how that works. I was in Brisbane like a month ago, and I was walking along the river in South Bank where the theatres are, and I think the theatres had just got out, because there's all these nice people in nice clothes, like sitting along the river just enjoying their evening, so beautiful. But then this big rat crawled out of the water, and it started creeping towards these ladies, and I was like, oh, I should warn the ladies. But I also didn't want to. Because I grew up being a big fan of Australia's Funniest Home Videos. And I'm like, I'm about to watch a real life episode. Like, I already started doing like the voiceover of the rat in my head, like, hello ladies. Got any cheese? Oh, I smell camembert. Like, he's a fancy rat, he's just been to the theatre too. But if anyone doesn't remember, there was funny. It was like a lot of funny videos. They were mainly like people like falling over, like hurting themselves. But then there'd be like a sound effect, so you knew it was funny, you know? Because sometimes in real life, if you see someone hurt themselves, unfortunately, like the empathy part of your brain kicks in. You're like, oh no, are you okay? But in this show, there was a sound effect. So you're like, nah, that's good stuff, actually. Like, that's funny. Because people say comedy is tragedy plus time, but I think comedy might be tragedy plus boing. Like, I need that boing in my life. Please go with me on this part, it's a bit dark. But imagine if during 9/11, as that plane hit the tower, it just went boing. You're like, I don't think we need to invade Afghanistan. This Bin Laden guy got me bin laughing. Sorry, I was against that bit as well, that's not on. Anyway, I was pretty excited about the rat, back to the rat. Like, I thought the ladies might get scared, they might jump in the air, they might even fall in the river. But then this rat got kind of like 2 rat lengths away from this woman's hand. And she saw it, and she went, fuck off! And then the rat got scared, and it fell into the river. Boing. All right, bit of fun. I was watching this ad for Vic Roads, and on the ad it was a safety ad, and they were interviewing people on the street, and they went up to this guy, and they were like, how many deaths do you think are acceptable every year on Victorian roads? And the guy was like, I don't know, 30? And they were like, we think no deaths are acceptable. And he was like, oh, fuck. Fuck. That was obviously the answer. Because I think they tricked him with that word acceptable, you know? I think he thought it was like a practical problem to solve. Nah, it's a moral question. Because I looked it up and there's like hundreds of deaths every year on the road, so if this king got it down to 30, like... Yeah, he's a hero. But the word acceptable makes it sound like he's been watching the news and there's been a crash and he's just like, yes. 29. I don't know. It is pretty scary on the roads. Like, I don't drive, but that means I got to get lifts with lots of different comedians and they also can't drive. They're just legally allowed to. But I got this problem whenever a comedian's doing something, I just assume they're joking. Like, the start of last year, I got to live from Brisbane to Toowoomba and back. And on the way there, the comic driving, she kept saying she was bad at driving. Like, she kept saying it. But I thought she was doing like a postmodern, ironic joke about how women can't drive. So I was like, haha, get 'em, sister. But then on the way back, she went through a stop sign and we hit a car. And I was like, wow, she really committed to the bit. Like that's funny, you know? Like some people say women aren't funny. No, that's funny. Like I was really laughing. The guy whose car we hit, he wasn't, but I don't know, probably a sexist. But anyway, when the accident happened, this guy's airbag expanded, all this dust went everywhere inside his car, but I didn't realise that white powder was dust at the time. I thought there was like smoke coming out of his engine. So I was like, oh, I've got to help this guy. So I got out of our car and I ran towards him, but he managed to get out of his car and he just took off. He just started running. And I don't know why I did this, but I started chasing him. And I only realised later from his perspective, it must look like we've hit him with the car, and now I'm like running after him, trying to finish the job. Tag, you're it. No. Don't worry, he was okay, he was fine. Like I spoke to the ambulance guys and they said, oh, what can happen in an accident is it can trigger a flight or fight response. So this guy, he went into flight, but I've never seen that before, so I went into fight, like get him, you know? They said he was fine, he's just medically being like a pussy. They said that it was crazy. But I did call the ambulance, but before the ambulance got there, like 5 tow trucks arrived immediately, like way faster than the ambulance, yeah. Like if anything, tow truck drivers should be in charge of Queensland Health, yeah. But it was only like a 2-car accident, so 3 of these guys didn't have any work. And I think that pissed one of them off, because he saw that I'm the only man in the car. He assumed I must have been driving, so he started having a go at me. And he was like, mate, it's a fucking stop sign, why don't you fucking stop? And I was like, oh, because I can't drive. And he was like, I can tell, you know? And I was like, oh, sorry, there's actually been a comical misunderstanding. I don't drive. And then very bravely, I was just like, she did it. And then he just looked at her and went, oh, you did your best, love. It's not good. But anyway, I loved comedy, you know, it's great. But I actually prefer small business. Like comedy's just a job, small business is a way of life. My business, what I do is I employ elderly people to remove asbestos. It's kind of like a funny joke, but it's also just like a good plan. Like I've already signed up for the next season of Shark Tank. My business is called Golden Years Asbestos Removal. You can't kill what's already nearly dead. Can't do what can't be done, right? Like, this is going to be my pitch for Shark Tank. I'm going to come out in a full hazmat suit with a big bucket of asbestos. Ground up, the dangerous kind. Then I throw the bucket up into the air. And as it slowly settles into the shoulders of the judges, I'm like, if you ever want to know what that white powder was, I want $1 million and 50% of your businesses. Who's the real fucking shark? It's me, I'm a shark. Nah, just kidding, I'm a human man. You guys are safe. I'm going to talk about not eating meat now. Don't worry, it won't be a lecture. I think it's been a big mistake, but it's too late to go back. Because if you stop eating meat for long enough, you lose the bacteria in your gut that helps you digest it. So if I start eating meat again, like I will shit myself, like straight away, like it will happen. But I think that's kind of a good thing. I think that should be the case for all moral choices you make in your life. Like you forget to bring your keep cup to the cafe, just shit yourself. You said you'd bring it, you know? But I know I can't get back on the meats, because about 9 years ago, 1 year into not eating meat, I slipped up and I went to 7-Eleven for lunch to get a pesto pasta salad, because I'm a fan of fine dining. But I didn't read the label carefully enough, and when I opened it up, there was chicken in there. And I wanted to eat the chicken, but I also wanted to lie to myself, so I was like, oh, it'd be disrespectful to put the chicken in the bin. Like, you wouldn't put your grandma in the bin. It's also not good logic, because you wouldn't eat your grandma. But anyway, I ate the chicken, and then I went to the State Library to do some reading. Not really relevant to the joke, just one of my hobbies. I love it. And then I did a wet fart, which is wrong, because a fart should be a gas. And this was very much a liquid, you know? Like, it was the wrong state of matter. Like, you do a solid fart, you're in big trouble. That's a poo. You do, like, a plasma fart, like, I don't know what's wrong with you. Anyway, I put my book down, like, I'll learn about Jane Austen later, and I went to the disabled toilets to clean up, because I feel like if you have just shat yourself, you are, like, temporarily disabled. You know? Like, treat yourself to a bigger cubicle, you've earned it. But I don't know if you guys remember the disabled toilets at the State Library 9 years ago. They have changed it, maybe because of this incident. But it used to be an electronic door, and it was just like green light open, red light close. You just press a button, and the door opens mechanically on a hinge. So I saw the green light, so I pressed the button, the door started to open. But then it became very quickly apparent there was already a guy in there who forgot to lock the door. Yeah, and this was just an honest mistake on his behalf. Like, he wasn't liking it, and I could tell that because he was screaming, "No! No!" And I tried to close the door, but it turns out the door was actually quite a bit stronger than me, and I was slowly getting dragged in by the door. And I wasn't liking it either, I want to stress that. Like, I thought shitting myself was going to be the worst part of my day. So I was also just like, no. But I just couldn't close the door. Like, the door's got a program, once it starts to open, like, it's got to open. Anyway, eventually I get dragged in all the way by the door, and the guy looks me in the eyes and he's just like, no. But like a quieter no. Like a resigned no. And I didn't know what to do because, like, yeah, the door is open now. So I just tried to put a positive spin on it and I went, yes. And then he stood up, which shocked me. Not just because I saw his dick and balls, but I was like, oh, you're not disabled. He was like, I just had lunch at 7-Eleven. All right, thanks very much, everyone. Have a great night. Thank you. Bye.